Good evening and welcome. You're watching Express News, where we bring you a quick wrap-up of all that made news around the world throughout the day. I'm Samriddhi Goyal. Let's begin. In a historic initiative, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today launched the Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission via video conferencing. Currently, Ayushman Bharat Digital Mission was implemented in 6 union territories in pilot phase, but now it has been rolled out across the nation. Addressing the event, Prime Minister Modi said today is an important day for the country's healthcare sector as this mission leverages technology to improve access to healthcare and opens doors for new innovation in the sector. The Prime Minister said that under the mission, every citizen will be given a health ID that will also work as their health account, to which personal health records can be linked and viewed with the help of a mobile application. Prime Minister Modi said that mission will play a big role in eliminating problems in the medical treatment of poor and middle-class sections of the society. The Prime Minister said that telemedicine has expanded phenomenally during the COVID period. He added that 1.25 crore remote consultations have been completed so far through e-Sanjeevani. PM Modi said unprecedented reforms are also taking place in the medical education to transform India's health sector. He added that more doctors and paramedical manpower are getting ready in the country today than before. Today, more than 40 farmers' organizations across the country called a Bharat Bandh, with common people facing inconvenience due to the Bandh call. Massive congestion was seen on roads in Noida and Gurugram due to the Bandh. Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar has once again said that government is ready to talk to farmers on every issue relating to farmers. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu addressed a Sainik Sammelan in Jaisalmer and lauded the border security force. He said that BSF are the first line of defense, adding that security is essential to ensure the development of our nation. The cyclonic storm Gulab weakens into deep depression over North Andhra Pradesh and adjoining South Odisha. Union Minister for Road Transport and Highways Nitin Gadkari laid the foundation stone of various national highway projects in the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir. Besides these projects, the Union Minister also laid the foundation stone of the 4-lane 42-kilometre long ring road around Srinagar. This ring road will cost Rs 2,948.72 crore and will help in decongestion of Srinagar city. The Union I&B Minister Anurag Singh Thakur visited the historic Mata Kheer Bhavani temple in Gandarbal district in the Jammu and Kashmir Union Territory. This morning, he offered prayers there. Later, the Union Minister Anurag Singh Thakur held meeting with representatives of District Development Council or DDC and Block Development Council in Gandarbal. The Information and Broadcasting Minister assured that Modi government is always there for any help to Kashmiri people for the development of Jammu and Kashmir. The Tourism Ministry today launched Nidhi 2.0 and India Tourism Statistics at a Glance 2021 in New Delhi at a special event to celebrate the World Tourism Day. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Tourism Minister G. Kishan Reddy were present at the occasion. The Minister of State for I&B, Fisheries, Animal Husbandry and Dairying, L. Murugan, declared elected unopposed to the Rajya Sabha from Madhya Pradesh. On his election, Minister of State for I&B, L. Murugan, expressed gratitude to Prime Minister Narendra Modi, BJP President J.P. Nadda and Madhya Pradesh team of the BJP. Addressing the National Executive Meeting of BJP Mahila Morcha through video conference, BJP President J.P. Nadda said that all-around development of women is necessary for the welfare of society, and in India, women have been enjoying esteemed place since the very beginning. With the administration of 38,18,362 vaccine doses in the last 24 hours, India's COVID-19 vaccination coverage crossed the landmark of 86 crores as per provisional reports till 7 a.m. today. The recovery of 29,621 patients in the last 24 hours has increased the cumulative tally of recovered patients since the beginning of the pandemic to 3 crores 29,31,972. Consequently, India's recovery rate stands at 97.78%. Recovery rate is currently at its highest peak since March 2020. Sustained and collaborative efforts by the centre and the states and union territories continue the trend of less than 50,000 daily new cases that is being reported for 92 consecutive days now. 26,041 new cases were reported in the last 24 hours. The active case load is presently 2,99,620. Active cases presently constitute 0.89% of the country's total positive cases. The testing capacity across the country continues to be expanded. The last 24 hours saw a total of 11,65,006 tests being conducted. Now, India has so far conducted over 56.44 crore cumulative tests. Weekly positivity rate at 1.94% remains less than 3% for the last 94 days. Now, the daily positivity rate reported to be 2.24%. The daily positivity rate has remained below 3% for the last 28 days and below 5% for 111 consecutive days now. German shares hit 10-day highs after the federal election outcome reduced the chances of a left-wing coalition forming a government, while broader European markets cheered a surge in crude prices that powered oil stocks. The Indraprasth Gas Limited on Monday signed a memorandum of understanding with the South Delhi Municipal Corporation to establish waste-to-energy plant in Delhi to convert municipal solid waste into compressed biogas for use as fuel for running vehicles. The MOU was signed in the presence of the Union Minister of Petroleum and Natural Gas and Housing and Urban Affairs, Hardeep Singh Puri. The Power Grid Corporation of India Limited dedicated, upgraded and digitized 10 Army Goodwill schools in Kashmir at Uri in the presence of Lieutenant General D.P. Pandey, GOC 15 Corps Shri Kailash Rathore, Executive Director Power Grid Northern Region 2 and other senior officials of the Power Grid and Indian Army. Now, these classrooms have been upgraded and digitized under the Corporate Social Responsibility Initiative of PGCIL. On the domestic equity market front, the BSE Sensex ended marginally higher but by 29.41 points or 0.05% higher at 60,077.88. Similarly, the NSE Nifty closed the day at 1.90 points or 0.01% higher at 17,855.10. Gold gained 35 rupees to 45,110 rupees per 10 grams at Delhi's bullion market on healthy global cues. Silver rose to 383 rupees to 59,138 rupees per kilo. The rupee weakened by 15 paise to close at 73.83 against the US dollar as a stronger greenback against key rivals and rising crude oil prices weighed on investor sentiment. Meanwhile, global crude oil benchmark Brent futures advanced 1.29% to USD 78.23 per barrel. Asian markets ended mixed on Monday. Japan's Nikkei 225 index ended marginally lower and China's Shanghai Composite Index fell 0.8%, but South Korea's Kospi Index gained 0.3%. Singapore's Straits Times Index climbed 1.3% and Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index ended marginally higher. In Europe, London's FTSE 100 had gained 0.4%, France's CAC 40 had risen 0.8% and Germany's DAX had climbed 0.9% in intraday trade. The global COVID-19 case tally has crossed 23 crore mark with over 23 crore 26 lakh cases of COVID-19 infections. More than 20 crore 92 lakh people have been recovered, while over 47 lakh 62,000 lives have been lost to the virus globally. United States remains to be the worst hit nation. So far, over 4 crore 37 lakh cases have been reported across the country. The death toll in the United States has surpassed 17 lakh, with more than COVID-19 has claimed over 7 lakh 6,000 lives so far. Germany's centre-left Social Democrats narrowly beats the Chancellor Angela Merkel's party in federal elections. The centre-left Social Democrats, or SPD, won 25.7% of the vote ahead of the 24.1% for Merkel's CDU-CSU Conservative bloc, according to provisional results. The Greens came in at 14.8% and the Liberal Free Democrats were on 11.5%. The SPD is likely to seek an alliance with the Greens and FDP to secure parliamentary majority, although the two parties could also team up with the Conservatives. Iceland looked to have elected a woman majority parliament, but a recount of votes on Sunday showed there will still be more men than women in the chamber, according to state broadcaster. 30 women were elected to the 63-seat parliament in Saturday's election, up from 24 in the previous vote. Earlier results before the recount late on Sunday had shown 33 women were elected. Now, only 3 countries, Rwanda, Cuba and Nicaragua, have more women than men in parliament, while Mexico and the United Arab Emirates have a 50-50 split, according to data from the Inter-Parliamentary Union. Emergency authorities early on Monday ordered people in an area on the eastern shore of La Palma Island to lock down as the lava gushing from the Beja volcano approaches the sea. Pope Francis on Sunday expressed his closeness and solidarity to the people affected by the volcanic eruption in Spain's La Palma. The volcano, which began erupting on September 19, has spewed out thousands of tons of lava, destroyed hundreds of houses and forced the evacuation of nearly 6,000 people. Tensions in the capital in eastern Sudan have pitted the country's civilian politicians and military to near breaking point in the wake of last week's attempted coup. Authorities have reported a failed attempt to overthrow country's transitional government, while officials called on the public to prepare for protest over withdrawal of security details. The deteriorating relations have put fragile transition to democratic civilian rule in the last 2 years since removal of former President Omar al-Bashir. Generals have accused politicians of failing to govern. Civilian officials have accused military of agitating for a power takeover. Prime Minister Abdullah Hamdok said that the dispute is not between the military and civilians, but those who believe in the civilian democratic transition and want to block the path from both sides. In Tunisia, about 2,000 demonstrators rallied in the capital on Sunday to protest against President Kais Saied's recent steps to tighten his grip on power. Several thousand demonstrators rallied in the Tunisian capital to protest against President Kais Saied's seizure of power, calling on him to step down in the biggest show of public anger since his intervention. Hundreds of Haitians marched in the capital of Port-au-Prince on Sunday to protest against deportations of Haitian migrants by the United States. The U.S. has started flying out migrants this week from a Texas border town. The Department of Homeland Security has reported of nearly 30,000 migrants encountered in the border area in the past 2 weeks, with some 2,000 of them were expelled to Haiti. In the Gaza Strip, the first phase of the reconstruction process will soon begin 4 months after Israel's deadly offensive. The reconstruction plan was set by Gaza's Ministry of Public Works and Housing, the Qatar Committee for Reconstruction of Gaza, and other international parties. Gaza's Hamas-run government says Israeli airstrikes destroyed about 2,200 homes during the 11-day conflict and damaged 37,000 others. Some homes in Israel were damaged by rockets launched by Islamist organization Hamas and other Gaza militant groups. About 1,800 destroyed homes will be rebuilt in the first phase of work, according to Naji Sarhan, the Deputy Minister for Housing and Public Works of Gaza. In Ukraine, hundreds of people took part in a climate march in the capital city of Kiev to demand more effort from the government to combat climate change. The activists carried banners and flags, while some dressed in costumes of animals in danger due to worsening climate situation and humans causing it. Protesters called on authorities to increase funding in the state budget for measures to reduce greenhouse gas emissions, adapt to climate change and other environmental measures. The protest came just weeks before a major United Nations climate summit in Glasgow, Scotland. Meanwhile, a UN climate panel has warned of dangerously increasing global warming in the world, which will further cause climate disruptions for decades to come. A coronavirus-themed stand-up comedy show in Singapore sold out on its final night as the city-state hit record new highs of COVID-19 infections over the past week. The comedy show, Kumar Unmasked, has been playing to a maximum capacity crowd of 1,000 a night for the past month. In Argentina, the dance floor was heating up in Buenos Aires as couples kicked up their heels for the final of the World Tango Championships. And it was a homegrown affair, with local couples beating out international competitors to take out the night's top trophies for the Salon Tango and the Stage Tango categories. The 2021 Tango event also featured workshops, classes and exhibitions, with spectators encouraged to join the fun and shake a leg themselves in milongas or tango dance halls. An electronic device has been developed by a French company that uses sensors to spot an obstacle in the path of a visually impaired person and gives them the information they need to go around it. Till date, the device is being used by nearly 400 people in France, with a handful of models in use in Switzerland, Germany, Belgium and Italy. The device is designed to work out the user's trajectory and only let them know about obstacles directly in their path. If the obstacle is ahead of them but to the right, the alarm will sound in their right ear, letting them know they need to take a detour to the left. Former United States President Jimmy Carter is the latest political figure to be added to Tidal Wave Comics' Political Power series. The glossy will be released on the 29th September, days before Carter's 97th birthday on October 1st. The biographical book showcases Carter's 75-year love affair with his wife Rosalind, his road to the White House and his one-term presidency. Tidal Wave Comics has been producing politician profiles for over 11 years and have also featured Presidents Obama, Biden and Trump. The Balmoral Show, Northern Ireland's largest agricultural show, welcomed visitors on for the first time since 2019. The event had been cancelled last year due to the pandemic. This year, the show had been postponed from May until September due to the coronavirus restrictions still in place at the time. Visitors have been asked to show their COVID-19 vaccination status or a negative test in order to enter the event. In Bolivia's Amazon jungle, fishermen who once angled for rare pink river dolphins are now working together with researchers to assure the species' survival in a high-tech bid by scientists to better understand the dolphin and its needs. Scientists with global environmental group WWF and Bolivian NGO Fonagua recently tagged 4 of the freshwater dolphins in the Ichilo River using satellite technology that allows fishermen to use a cell phone app to report their locations. France's Spider-Man navigated through metal railings and glass windows on the facade of the Alto Tower near Paris to urge world governments to do more to combat climate change. Climber Alan Robert took 50 minutes to reach the top of the 160-meter skyscraper at La Défense Business District. The climb came 5 weeks before the UN COP26 summit in Glasgow, which aims to secure more ambitious climate action from world leaders to drastically cut the greenhouse gas emissions heating the planet. In Korea, the National Institute of Fisheries Science has been developing farmed fish that grow well in high water temperatures since 2018. The researchers have crossbred subtropical fish species such as giant grouper and the native saw-edged perch, or select indigenous farmed marine species that can withstand high water temperatures such as the flatfish and the abalone. In Seoul, CCTVs equipped with artificial intelligence have been deployed to prevent unfortunate incidents. The distinction accuracy rate is 86%. AI has studied a year's worth of videos from 570 surveillance cameras. In Indian Premier League, the Royal Challengers Bangalore put their campaign back on track with a rousing 54-1 win over the Mumbai Indians in Dubai. Purple cap holder Harshal Patel took a breathtaking hat-trick. A sensational cameo from Ravindra Jadeja, 22 of 8 balls recorded towards the end, helped Chennai Super Kings beat Kolkata Knight Riders by 2 wickets in a last ball thriller in their IPL match in Abu Dhabi. England all-rounder Moeen Ali has announced retirement from Test cricket. The 34-year-old played 64 tests and bagged 195 wickets and scored 5 centuries during his career. Star Indian tennis player Sania Mirza won her first title of the season in the women's doubles final at the Ostrava Open. Sania, along with her Chinese partner Shuing Zhang, beat the pair of American Caitlin Christian and New Zealander Erin Rootliff. Mithali Raj's Indian side ended Australia's remarkable 26-match winning run in ODI cricket. Yastika Bhati and the rest of the batters stepped up as India scripted their highest ever successful run chase in women's ODI. The United States have regained the Ryder Cup with a record 19-9 victory over Europe at Whistling Straits in Wisconsin. Open champion Colin Morikawa claimed the winning half point in the fifth of Sunday's 12 singles matches as the home side raced to the 14.5 points they needed. Moving to F1, Lewis Hamilton won the Russian Grand Prix and achieved his 100th Formula One Grand Prix victory in Sochi amidst treacherous rain on Sunday. The seven-time world champion reached the unprecedented century in his Mercedes after being stuck on 99 since the British Grand Prix in July. Barcelona eased some pressure on manager Ronald Koeman with a comfortable La Liga 3-0 Ori over winless Levante at the Nou Camp. Arsenal's revival gathered pace as Tottenham's recent decline continued in an entertaining North London derby at Emirates Stadium. Arsenal won the match 3-1. Just 3 weeks ago, Spurs sat top and Arsenal bottom after their worst start to a league season for 67 years. Arsenal struck 3 times in the opening 35 minutes as Emile Smith-Rowe opened the floodgates before Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang rounded off a brilliant team move and Bukayo Saka rolled home the third. The Rolling Stones kicked off the US leg of their No Filter tour on Sunday, a month after the death of founding member and drummer Charlie Watts. The crowd of some 60,000 shouted, "Charlie, Charlie," Mick Jagger, Keith Richards and Ron Wood bounded onto the stage for opening number Street Fighting Man. The veteran British band on their first tour since 1963 without Watts displayed photos and videos of him on huge projections at the St. Louis, Missouri Arena against a drum solo soundtrack. Charlie Watts died in London after undergoing surgery for an unspecified condition. The 74th Tony Awards aired live on Sunday night with host Audra McDonald recognizing outstanding work from the 2019-20 season, which was put on hold due to COVID-19 pandemic. The Tonys looked back and finally paid tribute to the nominees who have been waiting for so long. Big winners from the ceremony included Moulin Rouge, the musical, which took home 10 Tony Awards, including Best Musical. The Inheritance by Matthew Lopez was named the Best New Play and won 3 other awards. And Charles Fuller's A Soldier's Play won Best Play Revival and an acting award. Bollywood actor Shahid Kapoor has announced the release date for his highly anticipated film Jersey. The sports drama, which was earlier slated for a Diwali release, will now hit the silver screens on December 31st, 2021. After several delays and postponements, Kabir Khan's 83, the film has a new and confirmed release date. The Kapil Dev biopic starring Ranveer Singh in the lead is all set to hit the theatres this Christmas. Ranveer Singh shared the news of the new release date on social media with a still from the film. Bollywood star Akshay Kumar's upcoming movie Ram Setu has finally got a release date as the film has been announced to hit the silver screens on Diwali 2022. Anis Bazmi's directorial venture Bhool Bhulaiya 2 stars Kartik Aaryan, Tabu and Kiara Advani is set to release on 25th of March next year. The horror comedy is a sequel to the 2007 film Bhool Bhulaiya starring Akshay Kumar, Vidya Balan and Shiny Ahuja. Amir Khan and Kareena Kapoor Khan's highly anticipated film Lal Singh Chaddha has been postponed and will now release on February 14 next year. Due to the delays faced as a result of the pandemic, the film is unable to release on this Christmas. And finally, Ajay Devgan, Rakul Preet Singh and Amitabh Bachchan starrer Mayday is all set to release on April 29, 2022. Mayday marks Ajay Devgan's return to the director's chair after Shivai in 2016. In the upcoming thriller, he will play a pilot. And that's all in today's edition of Express News. Until we meet again, stay safe and follow COVID-appropriate behavior. Thanks for watching.